Hello students, welcome once again back to the Particulate Technology course under LMS initiative of the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. So this is the 7th class of the 6th unit Mixing and Agitations. So last class we started our discussion on the different types of mixers. So in this class let us continue that discussion. So in the last class the purposes of mixing were discussed along with the various kinds of mixing actions taking place in a mixers. So then important industrial mixers, we saw a list of such mixers, and in that the Sigma mixer, which is also called as double arm kneader, was learned in detail with regard to its construction, working and applications. So in today's class, let us consider another two important types of mixing equipment. So one is called ribbon blender, another one is Bambury mixer. For both of these machines, we are going to learn about its construction, working and applications. So ribbon blender. So this is suitable for mixing solids by mechanical shuffling, that is by mechanical pushing and pulling action, and are used to handle dry powders. So these are suitable for powdery material. Coming to their construction, a ribbon blender consists of a horizontal semi-cylindrical trough incorporating a central shaft and a helical ribbon agitator. A typical ribbon blender is shown in the figure. Okay, so it incorporates a tunnel or a trough, so that is having a rectangular cross section, and at the bottom portion of the trough is a U shaped, that is a semi-cylindrical bottom is provided. So the end altogether it is a U-shaped trough in which a center shaft is fixed on which a helical ribbon type of agitator is mounted. The two counteracting ribbons are mounted on the same shaft. So during operation, when one of the ribbon moves the solid slowly in one direction, the other quickly moves it in the opposite direction. So that is how the solids are pushed inside the equipment, thereby the mixing between the two solid material can occur. The ribbon of agitator may be a continuous one or a discontinuous one. That is, one element is fixed up to one length and the remaining length of the shaft is fixed with the another type of a ribbon. So when the ribbon rotates, a turbulence is created inside the trough by the contracting, that is counter rotating ribbons. So the mixing action takes place by the motion of the solids through the trough as well as the action created by the ribbon agitators. Ribbon blenders are used for batch and continuous mixing. So it can be either a batch operated machine or a continuously operated machine. The batch operated ribbon blenders, we see the solids are charged into the trough from opening the top lid, and then the lid is closed and the agitator is rotated for a certain amount of predetermined time. Then after that you can open the outlet at the bottom to take out the mixed material. So in the continuously operated one, the material to be mixed enters from one end of the trough, and as it advances through the trough in the forward direction, it gets mixed due to the action of the helical ribbon is rotating inside the trough. So the gradual movement of the material from one end to another takes place along with the mixing accomplished. So for a lighter duty, the trough may be open or lightly covered, while the operation and pressure, the trough may be closed or heavy walled. So that is how we can have an option with regard to its covering or uncovering. So if the mixing operation is a lighter one or a simple one, so you can have the blender without any top covering, that is without any closure. So but if it is a heavier duty, that is if the mixing is being carried out under a certain higher pressure or a vacuum pressure, then you need to have a closed trough for the operation. In that case, the wall of the trough will be heavy, that is strongly constructed. So ribbon blenders are very effective for handling pastes and powdery material. So just like a screw conveyor, so it can handle thin paste and dry powders that have a difficulty in their flowability. So that's all about the ribbon blender. So these pictures are showing you the inner parts of a ribbon blender. This is the rectangular trough, so in which there is a center shaft which is held in a flexible bearing on either ends. So you can see that the two counteracting ribbons, this is a forward acting ribbon and this is a backward acting ribbon, so are wound on the central shaft. So when the two rotate, the material gets mixed by getting pushed to the top and the bottom of the trough, and in that way mixing is achieved. Okay, so another picture showing you the construction of the internal parts of a ribbon blender. Okay, so this is a batch operated ribbon blender. The material enters, it is taken in through this inlet in a known quantity, then it is closed, then the ribbons are rotated for a certain period of time, and once the mixing is achieved, we can open the bottom outlet port and take out the product, that is mixed material. Okay, so that is about a ribbon blender. Let us now learn about another type of mixer called Banbury mixer. So it is one of the most common internal mixer. So it's a heavy duty machine with two blades rotating in a cylindrical sheet, but these cylinders partly intersect each other to form a chamber like this. Okay, so this is one cylindrical sheet and this is the other one. So inside that you can see each compartment that is created by the intersection of the two cylindrical sheets are having one blade each. So that blade in this case is a pear shaped one. However, when you look at it from the side view, it will be projected as a spiral blade. Okay, in this mixer, the blade is pear shaped, but the projection is spiral along the axis, and the two spirals interlock during the operation. The machine operates at a speed of 40 rpm or lower. The clearance between the blades and the walls is extremely small, and it is here that the mixing action is taking place. So that means the gap between the wall and the tip of the blade in this case is having a small gap, that is there is a close clearing given between the wall and the rotating blade. So it is here where the required mixing action takes place. The material is fed from the above and held in the trough during mixing by an air operated piston under pressure of 1 to 10 kg of per centimeter square. Okay, so this is a inlet for taking in the feed, and after the feed is fed to the chamber, Then we can move the piston by a mechanism operated by air. So to maintain a pressure of around 1 to 10 kg per centimeter square inside the mixer. Then the two blades are rotated in a countercurrent direction so that the material is thoroughly mixed, and once the mixing is completed, then the motor is stopped and we can open the heavy sliding door at the bottom to take out the mixed material from the mixer. So since this involves a rigorous mixing action, there may be heat generated due to the presence of moving parts inside the vessel. So we can take out that heat generated by spraying cooling water on the walls of the mixer chamber and circulating it through the hollow agitator shafts during the operation. So this is the shaft on which the blades are mounted and rotated. So by having a hollow shaft, we can pass the water, it is cooling water through this, that helps in cooling the material that is being subjected to rigorous mixing action. So as you can make out from its structure and the operation, it is most suitable for mixing very thick material like a plastic and rubbery material in industries. And the diagram showing you. Okay. So this is a hopper for taking in the feed, and this is the ram which is moved down during the operation to maintain a pressure. So this is how we can provide channels around the mixing chamber for cooling purpose, and this is the rotor, and this is a discharge opening at the bottom. So this is a real picture of a Banbury mixer that is used in industries. So you can see here that it is having a chamber formed out of two cylindrical sheet, and the two sheet interact or interlock, intersect at this point. You can see each chamber that is present in the mixing unit is provided with a pear-shaped agitator having been wound as a spiral one on a heavy shaft. So more pictures to help you understand the shape of the mixing element in Banbury mixer. So this is how it mainly is constructed. So that completes our discussion on ribbon blender and Banbury mixer. So ribbon blenders are those type of mixers in which a dry powdery and thin pastry materials are mixed. So they consist of troughs inside which there is a central shaft around which the helical or spiral ribbons are wound. So usually two ribbons are mounted on the same shaft such that the two rotate countercurrently during the action. So then comes the Banbury mixer, which consists of a two cylindrical sheet partly intersecting at a point. So then each sheet consists of a centrally located pear-shaped mixing element which is wound spirally around a central heavy shaft. So that completes the discussion. Let us go through a few questions. Mixer used for rubber compounding is mixer extruder, Banbury internal mixer, Muller mixer, pug mill. Okay, so it's the Banbury mixer that is used for rubber compounding. Ribbon blenders are extensively meant for blending miscible liquids, non-flowing powder and thin pastes, batch mixing, continuous mixing. So it is used mainly for batch mixing. Helical screw agitator is used for mixing highly viscous pastes, blending miscible liquids, mixing liquids at very high temperature. None of this. So a helical screw agitator is suitable for mixing highly viscous pastes. Dash is most suitable for compounding rubber and plastic solids. So the options for fourth question is bamboo mixer, pan mixer, pug mill, and change can mixer. For rubbery and plastic type of materials, the best suited machine is the bamboo mixer. The most suitable equipment used to devulcanize rubber scrap and to make water dispersion and rubber solution is so out of these four options, propeller agitator is the one which can be used for the above said purpose. Sorry, it is the bamboo mixer that is used for devulcanization of rubber scrap. So sorry, there has been a mistake with the animation. So it is the first one that is used as a mixer in case of devulcanization of rubber scrap. So with that, would like to end the class. So see you again in the next class where we are discussing a few more important types of mixers. So in which session we'll be concluding our particulate technology course. Thank you and see you again in the last session.